Okay, we'll call this meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation following.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear God, please bless our elected officials, grant them the wisdom to know and the courage to do what is right for all citizens. Amen.
Amen. Roll call, please.
Ellen.
Here.
LaFour.
Here.
Mistrovich.
Here.
Reindell.
Here.
Ricks.
Here.
Schultz.
Here.
Warren.
Here.
Good to see everybody here tonight. Our first snow of the season, is it? Maybe it may not last till tomorrow. Well, this sounds good, but at least we have a little bit of the white stuff tonight. Approval of the minutes for the regular city council meeting of December 4th. Motion would be in order.
I'll make the motion.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Is there any discussion on the minutes? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move on to audience comments on any non-agenda items. At this time, there is no audience, so we will not be going to the audience, of course, after each item for consideration. Adoption of agenda, Mr. City Manager, any changes?
No changes.
City Council, any changes? Motion to accept the agenda as presented would be in order.
I'll make that motion.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Do we have a motion for the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. There is no discussion according to our rules. All in favor of the motions signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move on to items for consideration. We have three this evening. The first one being consideration of cost-sharing agreement with Macomb County Department of Roads for 33 Mile Road. Mr. City Manager.
City Council is scheduled to consider a cost-sharing agreement with the Macomb County Department of Roads to repave 33 Mile Road. This item was originally on the council's December 4th agenda. At that meeting, council moved to direct administration to work with our county elected officials to see about the cost split proposal. Originally on December 4th, it was 75-25. Subsequent to that meeting, we did receive a new revised cost share agreement that took it down to 60% city, 40% Macomb County Department of Roads. That is the same cost share split between local or between city and county funds that was used when we paved that road as a result of their efforts to kind of tweak both what they were putting in the proposal for engineering costs and ultimately the split. City administration, we are recommending for approval. By switching it to 60-40, it took the city's share from $136,114 down to $108,892. So Jim and I are comfortable with that. Again, by going forward with this project or with this agreement at this time, we qualify for MDOT's small urban program that brings about $441,000 to the project. So we want to make sure we don't miss out on those MDOT dollars to get this done. With the differences in all the cost sharing agreements, we did up the cost from when Jim and I had originally talked to MDOT and the Department of Roads. So part of the motion is that we would ask that council add an additional $31,008.50 transferred in from the general fund to the street improvement fund, just so that we don't drain all of the resources out of that fund.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the cost-sharing agreement with the Macomb County Department of Roads to pave 33 Mile Road, with the city paying 60% of the required local match, with an additional $31,008.50 transferred from the general fund balance into the street improvement fund.
Support.
Motion made and supported. Is there any discussion? We had a huge amount of discussion at our last regular meeting about this when we got the 75% of the project remaining costs. Glad to see that they came back and are treating us like many of the other cost-sharing projects in Macomb County. The only thing I can say is I don't understand why it was presented at 75-25 when we see so many other ones that are at 60-40, 50-50, and from what I hear, possibly even no charge whatsoever in a few roads in Macomb County, especially some roads right out here in Richmond Township. So with that, I'm happy that administration went after them and tried to get something a little more equitable, and this certainly fits that bill. And I think, as John mentioned, we don't want to lose out on the $441,000 that we'll be getting from the feds. So appreciate you doing the work there. I don't know if our message got back, because it was the next morning after our council meeting that we complained about the 75-25. We got this miraculous deal. So maybe it was a combination. Who knows? It doesn't matter. It's the fact that we did not allow it to go through, and we did our work, and we got that 60-40 split. Other comments? All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. That will be a spring-summer project.
Yeah, we hope. Jim and I talked a little about that today. We'll know more in a couple of weeks. We anticipate that it'll be like the spring letting. It is an MDOT-funded project, so it'll go out through MDOT's letting process, but we anticipate that it'll be a spring let with a summer construction.
Right. Item number 2 is consideration of the DIA Inside Out program, Mr. City Manager.
The City Council is scheduled to consider participating in the Detroit Institute of Arts Inside Out program. Macomb County Commissioner Chairperson Don Brown had reached out to Mayor Ricks, myself, during a meeting to talk about this program, and as a result, the city manager and recreation director met with Emily Weiss, the manager community engagement for the DIA. We met with her in Richmond, drove through our parks, our downtown areas, looking at different potential sites to put art in our community this upcoming summer. And according to Emily, the DIA created the Inside Out program after the regional millage was passed as a way to provide art into the communities that are supporting the DIA. So with that, what they do is with participating communities, we send them a list of areas that we would like to see art placed in our community. They evaluate that. Normally, each community receives like 5 to 8 pieces of art, depending on the venues and what they feel they can support. We hope that maybe that might go up to about 10. Again, until everything is kind of formally submitted, we won't exactly know. But I did, in your background brief, put several different locations that we met with her and drove through, and kind of put bullet points underneath those locations on where she thought art would be appropriate. The art is put out into the communities in May.
Excuse me.
And then in October, the same installation crew goes out and removes them. So it'll be up from sometime in May through October. And so what administration did was we kind of evaluated all of those locations. The recreation director, Margot, and I, we took it to the recreation board to get their input on whether they thought it would be a good idea to put some of the art in our parks, and they certainly thought it was a very good program, and that the parks would be a good location for some of the art. Based on our review, we also listed several of our areas in our downtowns so that we could take advantage of the art to try and, again, increase foot traffic in our downtowns. People can, walk along, look at the art, visit our retail establishments and restaurants, and so we've kind of put together somewhat of a priority list there, 1 through 8, underneath the motion, again, to kind of push them, and hopefully we'll get art at all those locations, and it could be possible, but we thought those would be kind of that priority list, but we could certainly adjust it based on council's input.
Thank you. Is there a motion before discussion?
I'll make the motion to approve Richmond's participation in the DIA Inside Out program.
Direct administration to offer the following locations for our work in order of preference listed below: Veterans Park, North Business District, the Roosevelt Civic Auditorium, Trailhead Park, Beebe Street Park, Bailey Park, Granary Business District, the Desert Storm Memorial, and Girk Park.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion on this?
This is something similar like we talked about in its different streetscape meetings, kind of using art as a form of decoration through town, correct?
Yep, and also the DIA, I think the mayor brought up, and I did forward an article out to council that they're working with New Haven on a mural on one of their city-owned buildings. So by kind of participating in this program, we're hoping to kind of establish some of those ties with the DIA, and, you know, that could be potential lead somewhere in the future. But certainly, we've always talked about having art in our community as part of the streetscape.
Any other comments? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We look forward to that. Item number 3, consideration of board appointments. Mr. City Manager.
Terms on several city board and commissions expire as of December 31st, 2023. On the Board of Zoning Appeals, we received an application from Mike Kaminsky. On the Board of Review, we received one from Marilyn Frank, and on the Personnel Board, we received applications, and all of these are re-applications, from Jeff DeBuck, Kevin Mish, and Teresa Olson.
Thank you. We have the first one for the Board of Zoning Appeals. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to reappoint Mike Kaminsky to the Board of Zoning Appeals for a 3-year term with an expiration date of December 31st, 2026.
Support. Motion been made and supported. Any discussion on this?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'm glad to see that Mike put in his application for reappointment. He's been on that board for a number of years and provides good input. And with his tie-in with the Planning Commission, it's a real good fit to have him there.
Agreed. Any other comments? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. I ask that you confirm my reappointment of Marilyn Frank to the Board of Review. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to confirm the mayor's reappointment of Marilyn Frank to the Board of Review for a 3-year term with an expiration date of December 31, 2026.
Support.
Motion made and supported. Any discussion on that? I appreciate her coming back again. She does a very nice job on the Board of Review. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We have 3 more for the Personnel Board. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion to reappoint Jeff DeBuck, Kevin Mish, and Teresa Olson to the Personnel Board with the expiration date of December 31st, 2026.
Support.
Motion made and supported. Any discussion? If not, all in favor of the motions signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We thank all those people for coming back and helping us run the community here on behalf of the people. We move on. Miscellaneous matters from the city manager, sir.
With the new Chamber of Commerce, I am a member of a networking group that meets the first and third Wednesdays of each month. And then each meeting, a different member of that group does like a 10-minute presentation on their business or organization that they're representing. This Wednesday, I'm doing mine, and so I'll be hosting that meeting here at the council chambers and kind of going over how the city operates with that group.
I'm sorry, John, when is that?
This coming Wednesday.
This coming Wednesday,
Yep,
okay.
yep.
What time is that at?
8 a.m.
8 a.m.
Yep.
Okay.
And then just Merry Christmas.
Very good, thank you. Moving on, we go to council comments. Dennis?
Nothing tonight?
Rob?
Happy holidays.
John?
Nothing tonight.
Emily?
Nothing, thank you.
Jim?
I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and remember to treat everybody the way you like to be treated, because it'll go a long ways.
Absolutely. And Michael?
I concur. Thank you.
Let's see. We have calendar here. We do have an announcement from the First United Church of Christ, around the corner of South Forest and Main, on Christmas Day. It's a free Christmas Day dinner. It's their 30th year of doing this. All are welcome. The dinner will run from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. And it's turkey, ham, potatoes, vegetables, and all the fixings. If you need a ride to and from the dinner and are within a 5-mile radius, you can schedule that. Somebody will come and pick you up, calling 586-727-3155. That's Christmas Day, free dinner. We go to the calendar, today being the 18th. Winter begins on the 21st, although it looked like it started today. Looks like we're going back to spring the rest of the week, sadly. Of course, the library will be closed through till the 27th. Trash pickup in town will be on Wednesday, the 27th, being Christmas is on the 25th. City Hall will again be closed Monday and Tuesday and reopen on Wednesday, as well as Parks and Recreation, I'm sure, will be closed. Do we have any information on the Odd? Is the Odd going to be open during Christmas break?
She will be doing open gym Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Is there?
So 27, 28, 29.
Yeah. Is there a certain time that it's open, Jim?
I believe she's going to be doing the 12 to 3.
Okay. They can always go on our website, find out what the times are. So the Odd will have some open gym time there during the Christmas celebration here. We come back again on the Wednesday in January 2024. On the Wednesday the 3rd, again, trash collection will be on Wednesday, not Tuesday, the day after the holiday. Wednesday. We will have our next city council meeting on that Wednesday at 7 o'clock right here at City Hall. Is there anything else that we need to add to the calendar? If not, we certainly wish everybody, all of our residents, all of our neighbors, and our surrounding townships and villages and cities, a very, very Merry Christmas and a very, very Happy New Year. We look forward to our 2024. There's a lot of good things that are going to happen we're excited about, and we hope everybody else will be excited right along with us. Anything else? Being that?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
Motion been made and supported to adjourn. There is no discussion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Thank you for being with us.